The entrepreneurs look a little nervous. And it's been a lot of fun.
And what do you expect by the end of the week?
Have you seen Jurassic Park? You know, at the start where it's all nice and everyone's happy and they're cute little dinosaurs, and then at the end it's like murder and death and screaming. Probably a little bit like that.
Changemakers and leaders from across the globe, representing 3 regions: North America, Europe, and Asia Pacific. Each leading an extraordinary team of mentors and entrepreneurs, and one very deeply entrenched common trait: a desire to build an empire. These trailblazing dream chasers, stemming from the inner city streets to Ivy League hallways and somewhere in between, will have a shot at receiving a potential investment of $250,000 and an experience unlike any other. Only one will remain at the finish line. This isn't about business as usual. This is about legacies. Not only building an empire, but being part of transforming and shaping the world around it. This is about bringing everything you got, laying it all on the line, growing and rising in triumph. Welcome to the movement. It's day 1, and we begin with round 1. Each entrepreneur must stand before a room full of global executives, and they must share their vision in under 2 minutes. They subject themselves and their business to judgment and must endure the questions from the brain power of the movement.
I think that the 2-minute pitch is a big challenge.
It's really tough. Really tough.
Yeah, trying to get out there the points that they need to within that time frame, articulate it properly, not go off on a tangent, it's going to be really difficult.
I know what I have will make a huge difference to women and 50% of society, and I just so look forward to seeing it come to life. I just believe in it so much. 7 years ago, nearly to the day, I was lucky enough to have a little girl. When I was sitting at home, I started feeling concerned for my future career prospects. I knew I had a skill set that companies would want, but how can I find them? And more importantly, how can they find me, but under my own terms? Women and diversity are the key to our future workforce. We're talking about, women in the workforce. People need to stand up and see that this is an issue and also a massive opportunity to make a huge difference and solve a lot of problems. Hi, I'm Nicole Clark, entrepreneur and CEO of Wonder Woman. I'm so excited to be here because I know I have something that will make a huge difference to women around the world. Wonder Woman is a platform that will enable women to be able to build their skill set and their expertise onto a platform where they can then be found. They can put video on that if they would like to, as well as being able to put all sorts of information about themselves, the day, the time they would like to work. Reports show that women rarely ask for the salary that they should be getting. I want salary surveys on there so there's an understanding of what they're worth in the market. I am so excited to be presenting this to you today and offering a solution to women worldwide. Thank you.
Nicole, I want to love the product. I emotionally, you got me. You're using the right buzzwords, but it still feels a little bit like spaghetti on the wall. Can you convince me the research you've done to come up with this product? I don't hear any research.
So I went to 30 different CEOs and spoke to them and asked the question, if you had the opportunity, would you employ women part-time for this? And categorically, every single one of them said if they could find talent, they would utilise it, but they just can't find it today.
I still don't understand how it's really meaningful to the client, okay? You used a phrase, businesses meeting quotas. I think you should avoid using that because if you're a business and you want to hire women to meet a quota, you're fundamentally doing the wrong thing. But I think getting people back to work who are raising children, starting families is great. I just don't quite see how it benefits the client right now.
This is going to open up talent that you don't even know is sitting out there.
But what?
I'm sorry to interrupt. I just want to comment to that, maybe overstating my right to speak. I can tell you I had 300 employees and some of my best employees were women and some of my best employees were part-time employees. I see the value proposition because your challenge will be to go right to the CEOs and the senior management and start without stealing the title of this docu-series, The Movement. You need to start a movement.
To have somebody stand up in the middle of it and verify exactly what I believe was awesome and amazing.
This has the potential to be a huge movement for part-time women who have to reintegrate, have so much to contribute back to the workforce. The problem is we live in a male, still dominated society, even though the statistics don't show that. So good luck to you. I really believe in what you're doing.
Thank you so much. I think I did well. I was nervous. I tried not to show it. Yeah, look, I felt good about my presentation. I really felt good about the collaborative environment and the questions that were asked.
I've been to a few castles in my time, but this is by far the best decorated. It hasn't been touched up since the 1800s.
They need to make us believe it. Like that first pitch, to really help them, we've got to really believe in what they do. The people that we pick to stay on our team, we need to really buy into it.
Believing in what they do or believing in the product?
Well, believing in them. I'm believing in them because I think...
So you take the personality over the product?
I would take, not necessarily the personality, but I would take the person over the product every day.
In your market right now, because vaping's a massive industry, there's a lot of good being done by the vaping industry. It reduces the number of smokers out there. That's correct, isn't it?
Listen, it's a really, really huge harm reduction product because that industry is mental. Every week, innovation comes on a weekly basis.
I quit smoking 3 years ago after many failed attempts when I discovered vaping. And I got really passionate about it.
And I'm trying to educate as much as I can because there's a lot of misconception about vaping, and that's the hardest thing to deal with for us daily. So you have the choice between a product that's known to be killing people, a product that's been proving to be saving lives. Saving lives is a good thing, and actually I can grow a business in that industry. I really believe in the product. I felt like the black sheep coming in, so I really am, just the way I dressed, and people looked at me at first. But you never judge a book by its cover.
Hello everyone, my name is Max. I'm 29 years old. I come from a small town called Saint-Hyacinthe, started a business. Let's compare this to coffee. If you want a cup of coffee, you can get a decent cup of coffee at McDonald's, right? Or you can get a great cup of coffee at Starbucks. Price won't be the same. The speed that you get it won't be the same either. Or you can get a cup of coffee from the small shop. That one dude is there 7 days a week because he's passionate about coffee. He doesn't just want to give you a cup of coffee. He wants to give you an experience. He cares about the quality of the beans, the grind, the temperature of the water, so you're wowed by the product. But these days, when you have success like that, people tend to start speaking about it on social media, and that's where the problem comes. The more customer you get, the more problem you get. Because that person can't actually serve everyone, like McDonald's or Starbucks. That's where you can't compete, and that's the problem I have right now. I've got a viable business. I'm passionate about it. I love it. I've got the product. I've got the customers, but I don't have the knowledge. That's why I'm here, to get your help, basically, and learn. So if you give me a chance, I'm pretty sure you won't be disappointed.
Walking in a room with 35 people staring at you and 3-4 cameras, it's a bit stressful.
My question is a roundabout question.
Yeah, I'm ready.
I love Breaking Bad, but I don't think I feel comfortable investing in a meth lab.
In a meth lab?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not crystal meth, I get that.
We're pretty far, actually.
It's challenging me to know what the positive impact on society will be if I put my money into a vape product.
The facts are there. The Health Institute of England did tests before applying the TPD, which is a tobacco law that englobes the vaping society. And it's 98% healthier. It's a harm reduction product versus traditional cigarettes. In the 12 years of its existence, nobody died from it yet. No one.
What is the future? Where is this going? What does year one look like, year two, year three?
I've been doing profit since my very first year. I started with $6,000 and I made $270,000 worth of sale in my first year. And this year, I'm making 4 times that with a net profit of 26% after expenses, taxes, and everything. And I think it's a very viable business.
How are you currently manufacturing and distributing?
My manufacturer is an ISO 7 lab. I had literally 2 minutes to pitch and then fight against question for 10 minutes at least, or what seemed like an hour or more.
So you said you quit smoking.
Yeah.
But you vape.
Yeah.
So you still smoke?
No.
Because you haven't stopped smoking, you're still...
I'm sorry, but you're wrong, because smoke comes from fire, okay? Combustion. There is no combustion in that. That's vaporized, all right? Cigarettes has over 4,000 different chemicals in them. Vaping has none.
Well answered. I just can't get my head around backing a product that encourages people to do something.
It doesn't encourage people. That's where
to make money out of it, you're going to have to.
I've got issues all around here, and I've got to say, Max, you know your product, but as a business plan, this is shit.
Okay.
Why don't you simply stop smoking, grow up, and leave out of this world another pointless, unregulated poison?
Will you tell that to the 20 billion people that are smoking regular cigarettes?
There's trillions of dollars out there helping them stop smoking. So why are we now involving ourselves in giving them a chemical that doesn't help them stop smoking? This helps someone stay addicted to a chemical they don't need to stay addicted to. If this was a Shark Tank, mate, I'd say I'm out.
Vaping technology is something that's very against some of the personal beliefs of our team members, and regardless of the underlying economic, it was something that they're not prepared to support.
Appreciate it. Thank you, everyone. So you have the choice between a product that's known to be killing people for years and a product that's been proving to be saving lives. There's always place for improvement. I'm here to be coached. I'm here to be helped, and that's why I'm here.
Yeah, so we had the pictures today from the candidates. Really tough for them. So from my perspective, I was kind of an audience and kind of consuming the interaction. Yeah, it was amazing to kind of get to see the candidates on their feet. Some really tough questions. I don't know whether I'd want to be given the pitch.
2 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got what it is, how it does it, why it does it, and the problem at the end. All in 2 minutes.
I would start with the problem.
No, end with the problem. It's teed up a particular way.
Well, my advice would be is this is the problem we're trying to solve.
I get it. I do. And I thought of it, but it didn't flow as well. I start with a question to provide context to what it is.
Well, the problem is your context.
What do you mean?
The problem is the context. Solving this is the problem is your only context.
Oh yeah, I get that. But if I don't explain more so what it does, it's not going to connect.
No, because you might get to the point where you've lost them through the what.
And then realizing, oh my God, I have to pitch right now. This is the moment. That was exciting, scary, and a thrill all at the same time.
My platform, Recruiter Insider, will benchmark consultants.
If you're calling me, I'm hanging up.
I'll call you then.
I had a vision and I decided to invest in that vision.
Have you got an idea about the margin that you'll work to on this and how you combat that?
We're still exploring in terms of revenue models around this application.
So you don't?
I think you're going to struggle to scale it across various different verticals.
Hi, my name's Ben and I'm here to talk to you about my business, Harness.
You want to invest in people? I want you to be vulnerable right now. Why will this fail?
What is your gross sales and your income, please?
Kind of devalues your traditional model.
Cloud Gigs is a niche freelancer platform for the cloud computing industry.
But your platform doesn't solve that. You know, be honest about what it is.
Oh, it is creating
You're not increasing Salesforce skills or cloud skills.
To be honest, I had no idea what you were talking about. Have you prepared?
You're 50% of the deal.
A lot of words. A lot of words.
I don't understand why the rest of my colleagues on this panel don't understand what this is. I get it.
Whoever comes in here and walks out with backing needs to be coachable, and you don't listen.
His presentation skills were at best could be described as weak. He came across as being quite defensive, lacking confidence. He, I think, seemed unclear in himself as to what exactly he's trying to achieve.
Share with me your thoughts.
That was fun.
It was fun.
It obviously got more and more brutal as it went on.
Yes.
I wasn't going to back down on a couple of things.
So Rob Sheffield said something about that you're not coachable. Do you agree with him or disagree?
No, I don't. I'm here, as I said in there, I'm here to grow.
I would take coachability over competency. They've got to be able to take on board feedback. They've got to have passion, but not become overly impassioned.
There's a lot of talent here, and I think we've all got to turn up and we've got to do 10 out of 10 every time we are in front of everyone. The guy with the vaping idea, if he does a better pitch, he's going to go further. So, and there's no slouches. I think, yeah, we're better, but, you know, we could pull a hamstring, you know.
I think my product can change the world.
Businesses seem to suffer from the same problems. CEOs and MDs struggle to turn their vision and their strategy into action. This leads to slow growth, a loss of productivity, high turnover of staff, and ultimately, decreasing profits. My name's Glyn Blaze, and I am the founder of Northstar. Businesses seem to suffer from the same problems. CEOs and MDs struggle to turn their vision and their strategy into action. This leads to slow growth, a loss of productivity, high turnover of staff, and ultimately, decreasing profits. Enter Northstar. Northstar is a cloud-based application that enables businesses to get over these hurdles and these problems through 3 core modules. Number 1, the Business Galaxy allows businesses and business leaders to do a current state analysis on their business and then turn their strategy into action. Our appraisal tool gives autonomy and responsibility to consultants, mixing metrics with HR data in order for consultants to be more productive. And our senior management tool allows managers to have the data they need at their fingertips and move from being a performance management company to a performance development company. All of this is crafted in a beautiful, groundbreaking user interface. We feel that we are changing the recruitment market in terms of bringing 3 key elements in one product that is infinitely scalable and transferable across other industries. Thank you very much.
Glenn, great passion. I have no fucking idea what your product is. What problem are you solving?
The problem I'm solving is the problem that recruitment businesses the world over have, struggling to grow at the rates that they want to grow, in a nutshell. But the product breaks down the key areas where you need to create impact to get growth. Your people, your strategy, and your management.
I'm still confused.
Glenn, I tried to find your website, but it appears you don't have one. Part of marketing is surely you need a website.
Absolutely, we do have a website. We have a new website which is being released later on this week, but there is a website, northstar.ai.
I'm getting confused as to whether this is a consultancy or a platform. Every company's got different data sets, they use different products, they're going to be having different processes. Are you trying to go and ensure that they all go and comply with your own processes, or are you having to go over and re-engineer everyone's processes to meet your product, or are you doing a data consultancy?
When we started off on the journey, we had some advice and some help from Accenture, and they basically showed us how to, as you create your application, to use frameworks and models. So the framework of Northstar allows us to go into a business, and whatever their workflow is, that is mapped into Northstar. So they don't have to change the way they're working. What often does happen is that they perhaps aren't recording things as they need to, so therefore we may provide some consultancy back saying, you know, if you want to sell in X amount of years, this is what investors will be looking for. These are the key metrics that you might want to start recording now.
Glenn, Northstar is a what?
Northstar is a business productivity tool. That was tough. I think people didn't understand the product as well. I think when you see the product visually, this is the hardest thing about the product. When you see it visually, you completely just get it straight away after you've seen it. I think without visuals, you're trying to convey something which is quite complex, but which we've taken complex data ideas and things and presented them in basically art. But we will see what the guys come back with.
Each team will now gather and deliberate separately. They must decide which 2 entrepreneurs will form their teams moving forward. Each region selects their top entrepreneur from their continent. Then it gets interesting. For their second choice, each region selects any entrepreneur from any continent. In addition, if any entrepreneur is selected by multiple regions, then the candidate chooses the team to join.
Who's next? Batter up.
I volunteered to still get though.
You're serious, buddy.
Pretend to get in a taxi. Yeah, could you just sit in that car in slow motion?
As it drives away.
Yeah. Don't stop.
Have you got your stuff?
With Max, I'm going to put it out there. I thought he walked into a really hostile room. He presented extremely well. And he knows his industry, he knows his facts. I just can't back what he's selling, is my view.
And he's making more money than I think the rest of all the businesses put together in that room.
I think he has less to benefit from all of us as well. I don't think, with our breadth of experience, I don't think we can offer him that much, actually.
Well, given my response to the room, I'm a no.
I think we picked that up. You know, if it wasn't for the fact that there's an ethical dilemma, I would say that he's undoubtedly my go-to guy, probably over anybody else in this competition.
There's a lot of misconception about vaping, and that's the hardest thing to deal with for us daily.
There have definitely been, whether it be because it's articles placed by the tobacco lobby or it's actually medical research that's independent, there is definitely a huge amount of articles about the concern as to the health effects.
How much of that is funded by the smoking?
Yeah.
Exactly. Who knows?
But no, I did ask him the question, do people that don't smoke start vaping? And he said yes, and I have a real issue with that.
I struggled with Max.
He talked about being the underdog, which was fine, and he liked being the underdog, and people underestimate him, and maybe because of the way he's dressed, he was underestimated. But I didn't find much substance in his presentation. There wasn't a lot of detail for me. It's obviously a viable business.
No, I love Max. I think he'd be great.
I certainly
Makes loads of
wouldn't
money,
have an
and I
issue
think
with it. I think
That's
actually
one,
has a
two.
positive-
Are we all in alignment on Nicole? If we get her, we'd be excited.
Sure.
Nicole.
I think
Yeah.
she's by
100%.
far my choice, and I would debate and
Should we go for the
constructively argue that we need to target her as our number one
Is the
candidate.
number one?
So the
Absolutely.
I had goosebumps within 10 seconds, and the individual did a really great job of storytelling.
I think the point we've got to is whichever one they say that is not their first choice, that's the one that we're going to want. But if they say it's their first choice, we can't take that person.
Just as a framework, do they get the choice then?
The first pick is done.
Who do we want to go after? So we talked about that, and then we would talk about maybe if we don't get that person because we have to court that person and we have to get them to essentially lead their team and come to us. We were trying to figure out who would be our, I hate to say second choice, but who would be our other option.
If there's a competition between the two, the candidate gets to pick who they work
So what
with.
we should be debating is how do we sell to either or if
Yes,
whatever's left.
because we
Okay,
will have
good strategy, man.
So, which number two?
And my consensus was, hey, look, it doesn't really matter who our second option is. We just need to believe in ourselves and have confidence in ourselves that whoever that other person is we can help them, win this thing.
Tie between, well, actually not a tie. Number 2 would be Carolyn, but I would say that the Glenn, I need to know more.
I think both of those people are smart enough to know that if they're not the first pick, staying on that team would be a mistake. You need to go somewhere that you wanted. So they're going to make their choice between the two. If you stick around knowing that you're second choice, do you really feel like you're going to go into the final in your best form?
Okay,
and I would be stunned if they pick North America.
Glenn's worried.
I'm
He's worried about the competition.
With the best lady you'll go with.
Each region must first select an entrepreneur from their respective region. Then their second pick could be from any alternative region, which is where the negotiations will begin.
None of this is scripted, really. We're all just winging it as we go along. We've got a rough idea what we're meant to be doing, but it's created some really interesting situations that we weren't expecting. It's been fascinating to watch.
We start with Europe's team's chair, Miles Hunt.
We spent a fair amount of time working out which of the 3 European entrepreneurs that we were going to prefer as our first pick. And the first candidate that we want to pick is Glenn.
I feel like I'm on this learning curve. Like every hour, you're learning something new.
Looking at a movement, it's usually addressing an issue that is immediate and requires urgent attention.
We had a really healthy debate, and our candidate is Nicole.
Only one ticked all those boxes, and that was Nicole and her idea.
I know that this will be successful. We're talking about, women in the workforce.
Our pick is Max, and the reason we picked Max is because he's profitable, the business is running, and we believe we can grow this business 5-fold in 1 year.
Look at the statistics today. 1 billion people smoke. That's 20% of the population globally. I had my own prejudices. It's a healthier alternative.
Right after my pitch, 2 of them offered investment in my company, so I got interest already.
Each region has selected their first pick from their own region. Next, they will announce their second choice.
The second person we want to represent the North American side is Caroline.
Our second pick is Caroline as well.
What I think is so fascinating about this format was it's completely unplanned, and bizarrely, the third group also chooses Caroline.
She worked double hard to get where she's got, working 2 jobs, really putting the effort in, to get her business off the ground. I like that story.
So think of every creative out there that is going to go to your website and sign up.
I speak my creatives' language. We understand their pain points, how they want to be represented.
Caroline, you've established a viable idea. You're open to feedback. The diversity in our North American team, you have 2 powerful women in separate countries, in APAC and North America. You're in Europe. The coverage you would get is unbelievable.
The skills that we've got in our group, including financial management, strategic development, and strategy development and execution.
Miles, I appreciate the thoughts. Caroline, the APAC team are unrivaled in this group. We have experience in running public companies. We have experience in private equity. We have experience in digital. We have experience in advertising. We, more than any other team here, have what you need.
That's great, Nick, but I don't think what Caroline needs in 3 days is experience in public companies and running private companies and scaling global companies. We've got 2 or 3 days to perfect this pitch. I stand in front of a panel of judges. How do we make this a minimum viable product which has the potential to scale?
You're going to end up in a difficult position in a minute because you've got people competing for you. Just go with your gut.
Debate tomorrow, your region, you're going up whoever against, if I'm in Europe, I'm against Glenn.
Correct.
North America, I'm against Max.
Correct.
If I go for APAC, I'm against Nicole.
Correct.
Okay. Max, going on debate about him, is not a product that we're even talking about, whatever.
Yep.
Nicole, I think I could beat in terms of scalability and as a product in terms of marketing it. However, she's got the diversity in that niche of getting women back into business, so that is a really strong play. Going up against Glyn, he's a really strong candidate. I think that's one thing about Glyn.
So I'm going to tell you one thing, okay? One of the choices you're going to make right now is whether the realities that you have in your hands are going to be stronger than any of the other 3 people we're talking about, okay, or you're talking about, all right? I'm not going to tell you which I think.
Caroline has had some time to think and has come to her decision.
Brilliant position to be in, so fantastic for me. But the region that I have decided to go with is North America.
They're going to make their choice between the 2. If you stick around knowing that you're second choice, do you really feel like you're going to go into the final in your best form?
Okay,
and I would be stunned if they pick North America.
On a été chanceux, on a sélectionné 2 excellents candidats qui ont accepté. Donc Caroline qui nous a sélectionnés, on l'a sélectionnée, elle nous a sélectionnés.
I feel like Caroline might have a tactic behind that. She might think I'm weaker than I am and she will actually go through the next step easier because she's against me.
The North American team is complete. They have selected Max Dubé in the vaping market and Caroline Harrison in the creative market. We continue with Europe and APAC, who will announce their 3rd pick.
Max, if I have to say that if you hadn't had that Death Wish T-shirt as your marketing material, we may have even been more tempted by your product. We therefore left with a really difficult decision because there are now, I think, therefore 3 candidates remaining.
The person you want to choose has to be coachable, has to be advisable, has to be open for new ideas or a bit of adaptation, but they all need a bit of work.
Our next choice is Graham.
I'll keep it really brief. It would be Graham as well.
I think you just have to face facts, Graham. Okay, you were the 3rd choice at best following your pitch. Okay, your team, your APAC team, have spent more time with you than anyone else, and they didn't like you more than to put you 3rd. Okay, we've hardly seen your idea, and we've put it 3rd. And the reason that's positive for you is because we can take you from the 3rd place person on your own team right now to potentially somebody who can go on and win this competition. All I've heard from them is APAC, APAC, APAC. Well, that's brilliant. We are a global company. Our team has a global footprint. We can take you to the United States. We can take you to Europe. Now, if you're no good, Okay, you won't have any connections in APAC as it is, and your business won't go anywhere. If you are good, you will have connections in APAC as it is, and you'll be able to light a fire under your business in APAC as it is, and we'll be able to take it to the rest of the world for you and make you the first place person in this tournament as opposed to the third. Somebody who cares about what they're doing is such an important feature in anything that we see. If you can take an average idea and you come at it with passion, energy, enthusiasm, I think you can really make it a brilliant idea by the end of it once you take on board everyone else's opinion.
I'm going to stick with APAC.
Team Asia Pacific move on with Nicole Clark in the diversity workforce market and Graham Winder in the cloud-based market. Team Europe selects the final entrepreneur.
In fact, I felt personally very uncomfortable making the final decision as to who we would have and who would actually go out of the competition. Justin, the view that we had, all of us, was that you were one of the weaker of a collection of very strong presentations in terms of the pitch. The way you're going to take it to market was something which we all had questions about. So I think the best way I can look at this, and look at the two of you, is what value do we think as a group that we can add most, and who actually needs our input least.
I don't think he needs our help over the next 2 days. I think he knows what he's doing.
And what I'm finding actually fascinating is there is this complete juxtaposition, contradiction in terms of capabilities, ideas, skills, experience, which actually bringing it all together does actually create some form of magic. So for that reason, that we decided to choose Justin.
Team Europe completes their team. They have chosen Glenn Blaze in the business productivity market and Justin Hiller in the recruitment market. It's been a long but productive day. But starting tomorrow, the real work begins. You see, the magic and purpose behind the movement comes in form of mentorship. Each entrepreneur will now have access to the brain power of the movement.
One of the most important things about this week is taking it away from the situation and putting yourself in the eyes of the customer. So for any idea I'm presented, for any idea I'm listening to, I'm going to think what do I want to ask as an investor, not why would I invest in this, but why would I use it?
So their portfolios can be on there?
Portfolios on there, all their social media sites, all their blogs.
Yeah.
So they are represented and at a whole, not just a CV, which is what it has been today.
Oh, yeah, well, CVs are relevant now in many ways.
The thing I know after 10 years in this space is women never ask for the money that they're worth. Everyone I speak to is saying to women, you need to up what you're asking.
Yeah.
You're totally doing yourself an injustice by asking for what you're asking. Up the money.
And I think if you can harness your idea from the customer journey from beginning to end and really get it right, then it's scalable.
In the early 1600s, there was a Zen master in Japan called Bankei, and he was really famous for really talking about how the most important aspect of your being is just to be present. That state of mind allows you to respond spontaneously and appropriately and fully and thoroughly and authentically to whatever's happening in that moment.
You have the passion, you have the energy, you know you can make this happen. You are successful because everyone who's got a combination of passion, energy, hard work, they will be successful. It's just a question of relativity.
Yeah, if I was a candidate, I want to hear critique. I would want to know the worst things about my product so I can make it better.
If you don't own the outcome, you'll never get there.
So it's our job to also just, not to pick and be really, really negative, but to make them aware.
He didn't do the best presentation, but the idea is great.
Advertising model. It has been done to death.
I think what we now added onto it, how it feels a story.
Because if we know what we're trying to solve, then that drives me into, okay, how are we going to do it? What's the idea that gives us the rigor to prove that it either the cause and effect is either increasing and it gives us a delta, or decreases it, which gives us a delta? Because if it decreases, the idea doesn't work.
Nicole's idea brings together a very disparate community of primarily women who are looking to return to the workforce.
We were very blunt with him actually and said, look, you come across as not that likeable when you're presenting.
Is it getting women to have the conversations with the business, so then it's a supply chain thing?
Yep.
Or is it an attraction thing?
The most important thing, is to be courageous. To be brave in what you do.
I've always found in life and in business that those people who can achieve success in a constantly changing, chaotic environment.
I have a whole great deal of trust in Chris to pull some order out of this chaos.
Are the people who end up changing the world.
Well, what our consensus was isn't exactly what ended up happening. We both liked the two women, of course, because women are better than men. No, I'm just kidding. So cut that out. We both liked the two women, but the way the system was set up, we also, the first choice that we had to pick someone from our region. The only one in our region was Maxime. However, I thought Max had the best pitch. He had all the data to back him up. Every question that was thrown at him, he had a good answer. For the right investor, he's made fivefold money in a year. I mean, that's kind of a no-brainer.
We had some changing in the North American team.
What changes do we have in the North American team?
So, we want to win. Competition is fierce.
Si on arrive deuxième, pour moi, on perd. Donc, on a une opportunité, c'est de gagner.
When you put these teams together, skills start to show up. Glenn is amazing, and it's very clear Glenn is an entrepreneur, he's a businessman. He is very integral in the win for North America, so we've invited him onto the executive team.
With Glenn Miller being upgraded to a boss in the North American team, I think that team's much strengthened, actually.
Everybody has to have an equal chance to live their dream. For instance, when I became an entrepreneur, people often tell me you did it for the money. No, I did it for the freedom. The mentoring and these types of platforms and shows are important to sort of nurture and support these young entrepreneurs.
That
6 came up.
for ongoing, if it was going to do this volume of business, they've quoted me that's hosting, ongoing development, and like ongoing tech support. We understand their pain points, how they want to be represented, and this platform, Place.me, allows them to put themselves directly in touch with fantastic agencies and brands.
So you got to be careful how you got to preserve your revenues. You got to get your 2 young bucks going, you know, out of the gate because they're interns. So you're still going to be very high touch. Your 60 here is very, very important because that allows to finance the platform. So what you want to do is get this going up and running and scale up and manage the growth.
I want them to understand, like, you should respect the fact that I've stayed myself. I'm not here to defend vaping. This isn't a vaping documentary. It's an entrepreneur documentary.
There's a lot of opportunity for us as a team
to coach and really help him, because I think he can do what Nicole was able to do, which is evoke that emotion.
And I want them to understand that my business is solid.
And help overcome some of those objections earlier in his pitch. And I think if he can do that, because there were some people that are just totally against the whole vaping thing, I think if he can handle that early, people will be more receptive.
Which is SaaS, software as a service, is basically subscription.
Mhm.
And so a SaaS model is that your annual contract is 12 months and every month you're going to pay X. And so you're collecting basically, it's a recurring revenue stream.
And I wanted to stand out. And did I get your attention?
Yeah, just acknowledge, hey, look, guys, I understand that I'm different.
Yeah.
If we can get past that, great.
De profiter du bagage de chaque individu, entrepreneur qui est ici.
How are things going? We're just checking.
Really well. Really well. It's amazing.
Look, your face is totally different than when we were
I know.
this morning. It
Panic
looks
over.
amazing.
This is amazing. This is, really, really great.
Yes.
We're getting there, one baby step at a time.
What are you tackling?
Revenue model, because
revenue
that's the big hole is there. We got to anchor the revenue model so I get to see where the holes in the cash flow.
And the
Because she's
risk.
really transitioning, her core business has to transition from here to here, but this will still be a very important strategic business.
I do innovate a lot, and I don't copy anything or anyone else, because everything I do is basically reinvested. The thing is, with the vaping industry, it's been like a gold rush. You remember that time, the Wild West? Gold rush. Anybody could go there, dig, and be like, I've got a huge chunk of gold. I'm going back home, F that, I'm done. I'm happy with that. Took months or years to build their installation to actually extract as much gold as possible. They did it the right way for a long-term business, and that's
the entrepreneur one.
If you want to have ideas and be creative, you have to stand out. You have
You're a
to
rebel.
disturb. You have to.
You're a rebel.
That's how it is. And these days, how hard it is to get people's attention. And I wanted to stand out.
Yeah.
And did I get your attention? Did I get the attention here? That's what I want to ask you guys.
Negative
do
or
I have?
positive? You're
I
the
got
one,
your
like,
attention.
I
got your
everyone's
attention.
Talking about you, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited for you. I
And
really am.
Appreciate it. Yeah, you've been showing great support and great advising thus far, and I do appreciate that.
So it sounds like you're all working in a really collaborative way. You're all helping each other and you're getting a lot of information from the advisors, the bosses around and everything. Ultimately though, there's the serious business of a lot of cash prize and advertising and money to get on and invest in your business at the end of it. Have you started to feel the pressure of that, or are you still oblivious to the fact that in 4 days' time somebody could be writing you a cheque for £250,000?
I came into this experience just about the experience and making contacts and learning more about my business. But I'm not going to lie, as we get closer and each day, I think I want to win.
Gloves are off. Caroline, Max, congratulations. This is where it gets real. This is where you need to make the people that have backed you, that have put you in this position and want to see you perform, give them a really hard decision tonight. So we're going to start off with, I need you to explain your product to me because I don't understand your product.
My product is an online web application that empowers end users like clients, so it can be agents, quickly and cheaply.
Max, give me top line on your product.
I manufacture and distribute 6 different brands.
In what market?
The vaping market.
What do we think of each other's product?
Caroline's great. I think she believes in her
Does she
product.
deserve to win? Come on, Max. This is it, isn't it? This is an investment. These are the people who are going to vote for you.
From an investor point of view, I think I should win, of course.
Right, why should you win, Max? You have a product that kills people, potentially.
I'm sorry, I'm not a tobacco company. I'm a vaping company.
That doesn't kill people.
No, not at all. In fact, it's been 12 years in, and it
Just
didn't-
good to clarify.
Just far, yeah. Just like in 12 years, it didn't. So, yes. But my company. What was the question again?
Why should you win?
I think the pressure has got some people, and that means they may or may not perform well at the moment that they're needing to.
Oh, why should I win? Actually, yes, because I got a viable business that is actually already making money, and also because I've got a unique product in which no one can actually copy or make, and I really took the time and patience and effort and put my heart into it to actually make it unique and stand out through many points as far as the branding, building a culture behind it, actually get people involved in the community, being present and exposed in vape trade shows and traveling the world, meeting people. I've built a distribution network. I mean, what do you want more?
And it's a pressurised environment, actually, and they need to be able to stand up to that pressure and really deliver some great answers to what I think were going to be difficult questions.
No, I've got enough right now. Thanks. That's good. Why should he win?
Why should he win? I don't think he should win.
Cool, but the difficulty I've got is he has a business, he's making money, it's scalable, and the market that he is looking at is vast. I don't see that with your product.
My product is scalable. It's been compared to the likes of Freelancer, which is worth $100 million.
The tobacco industry, which kill people that we know for a fact, actually, is worth $25 million a day. And these are all potential customers of mine. Just wanted to remember that.
I like Max. I think he's very intelligent.
So let's get under the skin of the revenue model.
Looks can be deceiving.
In my first year, I started with $6,000, ended up at $270,000 worth of sale with a profit of $110,000. I won't go down. I've been pushing hard on this, and I've been challenging myself a lot through this process, and I'll keep doing it. I won't go down easy. My second year, up until the end of April, I did $620,000 worth of sale. I average around $100,000 worth of sale every month with a profit net return of around 26%.
He's got his manufacturing, he's got his distribution. He's 18 months in, and he's already scaling it. He's got an engaged community.
I think I fought them well, and I mean, on the next approach I have, I won't be fighting them, as I will be approaching them in a different way.
Everyone that's been here as a mentor has approached it with the view that the entrepreneurs needed to have a really meaningful experience and they needed to take something away from that, and I think we've done that.
How old are you, Rob? Can I ask that?
Very personal question.
All right, well, let's say you're 30, all right? Okay, let's say you're...
So you like young men, you like little boys. We'll move on.
So Max, I really warmed to. His business premise and the way that he put it across, could see that he'd taken advice and it made a difference to the way that he was actually presenting.
We moved to the CDs, right?
Yeah.
At one point. And some people thought it was pointless. And, you know, why would I buy CDs when I have cassette tapes? Mm-hmm. We went to analog, from analog to digital. Mm-hmm. And cigarettes are analog. I mean, fire, cigarette, burning, combustion, to a digital version of it, which is less harmful. Now, I know it can be perceived differently.
But what are you going to do when big tobacco company...
Okay, what's the worst that can happen to me then? Some business in the vaping industry have been bought. And I can mention one, I can't say the name, but it was $60 million, as the owner was put as a CEO and paid $1 million a year and had a contract for 5 years. How is that a bad thing? Tell me.
I'm not saying it is.
If big tobacco end up bringing vaping product, they'll be saving that billion lives.
All right. I'd like you just to give us 10 seconds. You've got 3 people there wanting to back you. You've got a whole room of people here supporting you. Why do you walk out here this evening with their vote?
So my product PaceDrop.me has been compared to Freelancer, for example, which is worth $100 million at the moment. Yet we have better functionality. I'm investable because I can be coached. I'm open to any experience.
That's 10 seconds.
I am the movement. I know it's scary, but it is a movement and it's a better option for the future.
Well done, really difficult. Best of luck. And I know everyone here is really interested to see how this works out. Well done.
Asia Pac boss has really let the team down, going off to the pub all day, that us two were stuck here all day today with our candidates.
I think it's disgusting.
It's disgusting.
And I wouldn't condone that for any boss, to be honest. How the hell can they think they can call themselves a fucking boss?
Where were you this afternoon?
Pair of wankers.
Where were you this afternoon?
I want to get fish and chips with Mike.
Got distracted.
In the pub.
Traditional hierarchy here, I tell you.
Yeah, that's it. Shit rolls downhill, right?
Master servant.
Okay, look, we've got two very, very strong candidates. I think in Glyn, you've got a guy who's a really strong presenter, a very likeable guy, whose idea is, I think, a great idea, but the complexity around the idea needs some explaining. I think it's really important that he gets the specifics of the idea across to the guys that he's presenting to. I think in Justin's case, he's less likeable than Glyn. I think he needs to work on being him a little bit more. Not everybody needs to be likeable to be successful, and that's okay.
The issue we have at hand is women, diversity, and a massive opportunity to make a difference here today. And to me, that is what the movement is. What could be more important?
What do you think of each other's products?
My reservation about it, but how scalable it is just the question mark I'd have over.
If we're going to talk about market segments, I would hope that 50% of the population is probably more relevant.
The business has changed so much in the last 24 hours, and today the message to market has changed, the go-to-market strategy has changed.
Which is actually a very good, very concise business idea that could work really, really well, not just in the region that he's operating in, but across the globe. And if he can get that across, which I believe he can, then I think his pitch is very strong.
But Angela really worked with him today on his presentation skills. I feel very, very proud of what this show's about, how much Justin managed to come through in just a day of working with him, so that in the debate, I think he was one of the strongest performers.
To sit in a room with this calibre of people, to review what I've built and what I'm passionate about, I've sacrificed everything for this business. I truly believe in it. I'm actually hearing my voice now shudder of how passionate I am about it. If I get the opportunity to go through the final, I just hope I can do Europe proud, myself proud, and hopefully come away with a win.
Gentlemen, thank you for your honest response. Good luck.
Probably did one of the best presentations and certainly put his product across really well.
May the best man win.
Good for him. Listened, finally took the messages on board and put it into practice. And I think people have commented that actually he really moved in that 24 hours. And all justice to him.
All three teams have completed their debates, and now each team must choose their finalist. The one entrepreneur to go into the final round in front of a panel of judges, for the most part, have not been in the castle during the week. But first, the bad news.
And a movement is about transformation.
Yes.
It's about change. It's about community.
Mm-hmm.
And the movement inspires, it influences, and
Absolutely.
it creates a sense of activism that goes way beyond any particular niche of a market, even goes beyond markets themselves or even countries. And it's something that has a purpose and importance behind it.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to be going forward with Nicole, with her idea. But here's the thing. We need you. We need your passion, your energy, your enthusiasm, and your ideas. We need her idea to get the exposure and the attention that it deserves.
So Justin, it's been a long couple of days.
Yes.
How do you think it's been?
An amazing learning experience so far. What I got out of yesterday, I couldn't have come into this expecting anything more, to be honest. And last night, the debate, I felt I did as best as I could. So yeah, I'm ecstatic so far. So,
unfortunately, Justin, you haven't been successful this time, and your idea is not going to be put through to the final.
Nothing's a silver bullet. That's why I've come here, is to grow myself.
We had hours of group discussions in terms of what candidate would give the North American team the best chance to win. And as you know, you had two grueling rounds of questions, debate, presentations, and you know, we felt that you're really an outsider, and there's a lot of controversy around, you know, your business and the market that you're in. So, you know, we had to spend a lot of time to see what that would do in the final round. So
the experience has been amazing. Just being taken out of my comfort zone. Can we start again? Sorry. I'm just kind of done.
You know, we had to make a tough decision, and I'm going to let Pascal tell you.
So Maxime, what do you think to pass to the final round?
I'm more than stoked, guys. I really appreciate that. Really, it means
you passed at the final round, my friend.
Thank you, Pascal.
Yeah.
Thank you, Glenn.
Good luck.
for
We're
believing
happy
in
to
me.
have you as our choice
I'll make you
to
proud.
lead us to the victory.
Yeah, I'll make you proud.
Nicole, it's been a tough 3 days, and I think one of the things Nick and I wanted to commend you on was just how well you've handled yourself and how hard you've worked, but we had to make a decision because whilst we feel that the problem you're aiming to address is valid, it's not big enough. But the good news is we think that we can make it big enough. We can take it somewhere interesting, so congratulations. You're through to the final of the movement.
Thank you. Thank you.
Congrats, Nicole.
Thank you.
Congrats.
Thank you.
The problem that Wonder Woman is solving is, in our opinion, bigger than any other problem in this competition.
Having that by my peers and people above me actually saying, you know, that's a brilliant idea and I can see that that is so needed, makes me so excited.
When it comes to going forward, we therefore had a pretty long and heated discussion about what we should be doing and where we should be going, because there's no doubt, based purely on the debate performance and Justin's performance, it was a close call. So what sort of do you think we came to as a decision? Are you hopeful?
I hope so.
We did decide to go and back you to be our candidate to go forward to the final round. So first of all, well done.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Well done, congratulations.
So Glenn, you've just been told the good news.
I'm exhausted.
I think she's emotionally exhausted. Yeah, I'm ready. They put in money, they put stuff around her. I think she'll be ready.
And between us, during the course of the last couple of days, we've been keeping a close eye on your pitches and your business, because it's something that we believe could be of interest and could be utilised for us in the outside world after the show.
So we believe that with our support and their platform and funding, we'd love to get PlaceMe.com going with investment for development, staff, cash flow, etc. of around $250,000.
It is good news. We see it as bigger than you initially think. I think from our perspective, it's not just the cash investment, it's the reach that Mike has at Recruiter.com. It's the ability to flip your product into multiple industries through Opus as a business and our group of companies.
So the amount of firepower that we could bring to bear for your product and service is quite unique and will help it make a successful project.
Amazing.
feel nervous. I'm really excited. Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
We look
Yeah.
forward to working.
Amazing. Thank you. You know, I've got investment, and the other female's gone through to the final. So,
Yes.
you know, I encourage any woman who has a concept, an idea, a passion to do a show like this, because it's an amazing experience.
All 3 teams have one day to focus on their finalist and prepare them for the final. It's all hands on deck.
I come from the private sector. The value system is so different. The money doesn't get spent like a drunk sailor because public is like, fuck, this rate fucking 50 million, it's going out the window. So I resigned after 8 months. I said, can't do it. Even if you're paying me all this money, not me, not my values. Good luck. I don't want to be associated to what scandals about that.
Well, because it is all full of hot air.
Yeah, a lot of hot air. There's a lot of promotion, a lot of vaporware. There's a lot of hype. So the governance is completely off. I don't know, off the basics, fundamentals of running an enterprise, in my opinion. Some public companies have a lot of discipline, but a lot of the smaller ones, younger ones,
don't.
It's a free for all. It's all about the story, selling the fizz, and then once the cream is off, where's the cake? Shit, there's no cake. I'm eating fucking, chocolate mousse. They saw me above Elizabeth cake.
And now we're down to really the final 3. It's getting more and more intense as we go on.
There's a bit of a range here as well. There are some businesses that are established and have got customers and revenue. There are some that are at the idea stage and a bit in between. And depending on what stage they're at, it's going to depend on what we can add, and it will also depend on how much it can be shaped. An idea can be shaped a lot more than a business that's established today, because they've already gone past that proof point. So I think it depends. The further down the road they are, the more we need to believe in them, what they're doing, and how open-minded they are.
I'm a small business owner, and I'm hearing one part on diversity, but I'm also hearing a bit about flexible work. Now, I would love to have flexible work. I want the best person for the job. If I'm going to be the company that spends money on this, and I probably would, why would I go to this site?
It's about you're not going to pay unless there's actually a successful connection between you and that person at the end of it. So there'll be a one-off cost. If it's a contractor, it'll be 15% of the daily rate. And if it's a permanent placement, it would be 10% for that introduction to take place.
Okay.
So there's no risk for you. You're just sourcing great talent from this platform.
How do we know they got hired?
Yeah. Yep.
How do we know they got hired?
Right, can we stop? You just figure that out.
Just stop.
Ideally for this purpose.
Dan,
Sam's got hired.
Critique it when we get there. Right now, we've been in here 40 minutes, and she hasn't even got through the first section of the pitch. So if we follow the process...
I think where I agree with Rob, and that is this is all just getting really fucking confusing. Nicole's business, when she arrived here, was really simple, and now it's not. Nicole's business, when she arrived at this castle, was a, whatever words you want to use, we've got to come up with them, but it is a platform online that better enables women to engage with workplaces that want to better engage with women. And that comes in 3 ways. First, it is a way for companies to advertise in the traditional format by buying job packs because they want to employ women, whether they be full-time or part-time. Secondly, and that is to find a Wonder Woman. Secondly, is to hire a Wonder Woman by going on to a profile section where Cindy can say, hey, I'm a mum of 10 and whatever, and I this is what I want to do and this is what I can do. Call me now. Different words probably. And third, a training, a learning and development type program. SEO, content, forum type stuff, all of that is all around that. That's what I've been listening to everyone talk, and then I constantly hear Nicole almost pleading with everyone saying, that's my model, that's my original business. Can we focus on the original business and evolve it to make it a bit better? But can we not change it because, to use Nicole's words, we're going to fuck it up?
The only reason I'm really focusing on this is
But
this
they
is a
just say
business
we never-
competition.
we never hired
The panel at the end are going to be looking for the most viable business.
Mhm.
And this business model doesn't work.
Whether someone's 25 years old in your business, 20 years old in your business, or 60, you've got to be malleable and able to learn from everyone in the organisation on a daily basis.
The big thing you want is to get a guarantee of a 3-year commitment. That just gives you a planning opportunity and cash flow covered for the first 3 years.
We can get 400 by the end of year one to subscribe at $250 a month, which is really nothing. That's $100,000 a month in revenue, 1.2 million run rate. If the business can't cover its costs on that, then there'll be a real problem.
So let's say by year 3 you want to be in 20 markets. Let's just say roughly 20 markets, right? Even if you take that average number, you've got a $34 million a year turnover business just on nothing numbers.
I think the big thing that you should also say is you want to make a difference in the world.
It's really that the problem is becoming the superhero and not necessarily the person.
But it's a very different business to a job board. I think we need to be in agreement that if we are building...
What is the problems? Can we solve them? With what and how? And that's really become the focus.
Keith Potter's on the panel, he's going to get straight into that. There's a VC on the panel, he's going to get straight into that.
It's a really tough and intense week. The destination has to have engaging content that resonates with people like you. And we're all engaging and consuming, and we've become more affiliated as we've gone on, and we've had some real work to do.
We're going up against someone who had openly in a room said the tobacco market is vast. So there's a difference between a meaningful business and a meaningful business that creates value both in terms of what it does community-wise and on the monetary piece, versus from a pure investment perspective going, that's going to make a fuckload of money.
Connecting people that need each other together for an end
That is
result.
exactly what it's doing. You're right. That is what it's doing.
We are building a community of people.
An ecosystem.
An ecosystem of people that are disparate and otherwise not connected.
Everyone knows
They
that
will be
word.
connected through your technology, allowing employers to
Find
skilled
untapped.
people that are completely untapped and underutilized workforce at the moment.
Talent looking for jobs. The work is going to find them.
Correct. That's correct. Yep.
Was that what you start out with might not necessarily look like what you end up with, and that's absolutely okay, because you start with a vision, and as long as that vision is probable and possible, then you will end up, should be a scalable, successful business.
That founder member piece, I think,
Well, it
changes the game.
guarantees, gives you a 3-year. This is about making a difference, not just to individuals, but actually to the world.
We felt that Maxime had the best entrepreneurial spirit, the best company and business model of all the candidates. So we're optimistically confident that we are going to succeed and hopefully win the contest with Max.
Went in that because you were passionate. You started making your own product for yourself, and then
People
one day.
told me that I should sell
Yeah,
it.
and
I didn't
people
know
were
that.
saying, "Hey, you're onto something."
Right.
That story is so powerful because it gives the dream of people, if they want to improve something, you know, it's easy to say, one day I'm gonna start my company, but you took baby steps. The message is powerful. The baby steps you took got you here.
So what specifically are you looking to get out of the whole experience here?
Maybe some advice on the more business side of it.
Where we go from here is when you finish with $1 million business.
I'm not an accounting fan or big numbers fan at first, but it got me looking at it that way somehow.
Then we leapfrog to give big numbers in the industry.
Yep, that's when we go to the business.
Yeah, this is where you go to the business, but you got to put numbers that really hit. This is a $25 million a day market.
And I kind of like it because it's new and challenging for me, because I see more motivation coming out of me because of that.
So I think the next minute has to be we've got to be factual. You're giving a macro view of the opportunity. Not with, I'm going to scale to 2 million and 3. Nobody gives a shit. It's like you're going after probably the biggest market of anybody here combined. Combined.
I'm here today at the movement
to get more finance leverage? Like you go into the ask because it's like...
Yes.
I'm here at the movement to start a movement. And what's the movement? The movement is to take the smoking community and to convert them to a healthier lifestyle choice.
To make the transition, cigarettes and vapor, so it's good. Grande confiance en notre équipe, on a vraiment une bonne équipe. Bien sûr, c'est sûr que je crois qu'on va gagner.
See, that's powerful. You use movement twice, you're piggybacking on the brand of the show. And really, if you start that movement, it's so scalable. You're trying to do something good. So as much as they can hammer at you on the shit industry or negativity, you got to keep that inspirational line because you started at the grassroots of what your story. And your story has blossomed into this business. And it's a huge world out there.
He's got him hooked. He's got him hooked.
I tried to quit smoking for 12 years, every day, and then you can't. Truly, it controls you, you don't control it. And I've tried other methods, and I've stopped 3 times successfully for a year, and then I got back into it. I started again, okay? Each time I started again, then I did discover vaping. Hi, my name is Max, and I'm here to present my company to you. Wow.
Told them your name after. I love that.
Not my. You don't start. My name is Max. No, you.
Yeah. Good job, Joe.
You just got it.
Smart.
We got to keep the story. So I don't want to go from inspirational to factual. You know what I'm saying? I want to go from inspirational and financially inspirational, and sort of keep putting blocks.
Here's the good news. No one in 12 years has died from this product.
Has died or got sick. I want both.
Or sick.
Yeah.
Boom, move on.
Just so, like, if someone comes up to me with that again, I can just throw a wall right there. Another one comes in, like, I already answered that question.
I don't know if you heard me, but nobody's died from that in 12 years.
Yeah, just know that. Yeah.
And you're saying it with a smile.
To be able to grow into a bigger company that can appeal to all the smokers. You know what I mean? This is my vision.
We're going with Glenn. Do you think he's prepared and ready for the final round?
I don't think he's currently ready for the final round.
Glyn, unfortunately, really let himself down in the great debate and didn't convey his idea the way he should. To be honest, Glyn has probably got a winning idea and a winning business, but if he doesn't convey it in the right way, he will have no chance of winning this competition.
You know, Glyn is such a nice guy, and he's a very emotionally intelligent guy, and he's like an emotional sponge. He's the kind of guy, I think, that really feels the kind of the empathy and pain and everything that's going on around him so much that he's taken in. You know, there's 50 people living in this house together. There's so much going on. You know, not only directly at him, like people telling him how to improve his business idea, how to improve his pitch, information overload, as well as all the things going on around him, people being knocked out, people being disappointed. And I think right now he's struggling to filter it all out, get his kind of game face on.
And I can be the catalyst for that, then everyone wins, don't they?
Okay, can I...
He's coming out all the time with these, they're not cliches, but they are sort of business acronyms and information that a lot of people go and just switch off.
Can I give you 2, I think, hugely meaty examples of where North Star's had direct, tangible results? Okay, you put North Star into a business turning over £40 million. Within 2 years, that same business is on course to turn over £85 million. 40 to 85, okay? Also, on a personal level, a friend of yours was going through a very tough time in their life. You're missing the whole point of what your product is at the moment because you're trying to answer questions to the immediate audience around you rather than letting it be a bigger story.
What does excite you about it?
It's all adjectives. What does it about North Star?
Yeah.
Exciting, love it. It's tried and tested, and it works. I know it works. The key for me is it getting out into the market as quickly and as fast as possible as the first mover of a product of its kind.
and that's what's going to define it from others.
They are happier in every single aspect of what they consider as important in their life. And that's why fucking Northside's great. So if you want to make an extra 40 odd million pounds, get Northstar. If you want to be a happier fucking person, get Northstar. Or don't get it, I couldn't give a shit. But it works for me, it works for my business, it works for my mates. Unless you sort it out, you're not going to win. And you're going to go away very disappointed thinking, I missed a great opportunity.
You've got 2 minutes to pull them in.
We have the core pillars and...
Don't like it. Talk like a human being. Forget galaxy, forget whatever. What is that?
And that is as much about the story, the pitch, the passion as anything else. They don't have time to understand your business model inside out. But you're going up against Nicole, who's talking about the advancement of women for 2 minutes. And you're talking about a business improvement tool for 2 minutes. We need to nail down how you're making them, warm to you, how you're pulling on their heartstrings to beat that.
What I particularly like about Glyn's business is the scale and the scope of it. Whilst it's currently transacting in a number of different industries, it's completely scalable outside of industry as well.
What excites you?
What excites me about it?
Did that answer give me my answer?
Okay, what excites me about it?
What do you love about Hannah?
Just that she's a wicked person, she's got a great personality.
Back in 1999, I met Hannah, and I rang her, she was on this. And it's wicked personality.
The language that you use, the body language that you show.
Okay, see, I think my product can change the world because I think it solves a problem that no one else has been able to solve. I think if I was to say in terms of why I love it, I think I truly believe that it does that.
Okay. Now, I feel nice, right? Do you feel nice now?
Yeah.
Right? So, and they're human beings, they're going to feel the same. We believe in something called the day one concept. And what that means is every day is the first day. So don't get caught up in what you've done before. Don't get caught up in the way we do things around here. Don't worry about rules. Don't worry about regulations. Don't worry about existing policies and processes. Focus always on what is the best thing to do. And that's the day one concept.
She may have done that one.
Yeah, but use my one's better. I'd love it if you used mine because she'll go fucking mental because it's her idea. I've nicked it. I proper nicked it.
Amy Golding, day 5.
Christopher.
How are you feeling?
Kind of walking the line between excellent and wanting to die.
Welcome to the movement.
And if they are selected to get through to the last round, that they are, the best possibly prepared that they can be, because they will be asked very difficult questions.
Yeah.
And the people they're pitching to are very experienced, and will be able to cut through, to the core of the business very quickly.
Roll 5 executive interview, take 3 marker.
So my name is Michael Walshin. I am co-founder of Recruiter.com, which is one of the largest recruiting websites in the world. And I will be a judge for this competition.
We just say a good advice for the entrepreneurs is know the executive committee judges. Know who's judging you. Know who the person is that can write a check and give you money.
Everybody has ideas, but not everybody is a good entrepreneur.
What you'd look for is something that really is a game changer.
But presentation, shows their confidence and ability.
It's great if you can make 1 million, but can we make 100 million?
Yeah. Set me free and give me death, there ain't no other choices. When I lay down to go to sleep, I keep on hearing voices. Little whispers in my head, man, is you fake a lawyer? Why no water, that designer, baby, pick your poison. These little demons living underneath my bed, creeping. Know the real monster lives above them all, sleeping. That subtle breathing in your closet every single evening. Thought you never see me again, looks can be deceiving. When they hear the sound of the drum, they'll be saying, oh Lord, here they come. Yeah, here we come. Here we come.
Let's talk a little bit about the castle. What do you think of the castle and being here?
It's a beautiful castle, isn't it? I mean, I'd like to say that I sold the castle to the present owner, but I didn't. This is what you dream of. I mean, it's just absolutely beautiful. It's quite typical, Mr. Lavoie and his castles. The last one we went to was Chateau Chalon in Nantes, which was equally beautiful. But I'm getting quite used to these castles. I don't know how you can beat this. What's next?
You've been here since day one,
That's correct. That's correct.
and my understanding is the other judges have not.
Correct.
So, does this give you an advantage, or do you think this might possibly sway your opinion going into the final pitch because you actually know what all these pitches are?
Well, I gave my assessment to the rest of the judges in terms of what I've experienced over the week, and it makes me realize the entrepreneurs are really taking this competition very seriously. So, I've portrayed some of the overall assessment to the judges, but not my opinion in terms of what I like. I'm keeping a very subjective, open mind, and so forth in the process.
Do you want to build something on a hype, or do you want to build something like a champagne company that it's been 400 years on hype, but it's a regular growth, it's a long-term thing? I'm more of an old school entrepreneur where I still like when your product still exists if there's no internet.
I work at a venture capital and our focus is money, numbers. So a good story and a good purpose is important, but then again, it's not the most important thing.
I think what we're looking for is some sort of originality, and I think you're looking for something with a future, something where there's some longevity and hope.
As I understand it, we're down to 3 pitches, and my role, I think there's 5 of us, looking at the different aspects of these pitches. We're going to be assessing the best one, and what we're looking for really is it scalable idea? Are the people right? And just generally, does it fit? And how they portray their business plans and how they their approaches to the execution of the business plan in the big stage will carry a lot.
If Max can convince the judges that it is a true alternative to smoking, which is going to shorten the lives of many, many people around the world, I think that, we'll have a shot at it.
I have a question, Max. You said earlier in your presentation just now that statistics show people that are vaping didn't get sick or nobody's died. Is somebody following these vapor people around, and what are the stats behind that?
Okay, if you read the England Institute of Health report, first-hand vapor has no real chemicals in it. As I said, it's just they keep a 5% cushion if something happens in the future. Second-hand vapor, they fill the room with it, and they did air tests before and after. The tests were exactly the same. If you do that with a cigarette, you get way different.
What's the cost for the oil when you buy directly from you?
This year, I'm closing at $1 million, and net after taxes and everything, I made 26% profit.
What is your margin?
Between 100 to 400%.
And how big is your market?
Right now, the vape industry is a $3 billion industry.
Okay.
So, I'm already in that.
And the market that you're
going to is the smoker market, which is a $25 million a day industry, market.
I don't think any of them are prepared to the extent of what is your company worth? If we were going to make an investment, what are you going to give up? What is the structure of it? Is it debt? Is it equity? Is it a combination of it? Is there an emotional thing? Well, I put Wonder Woman, I invested 20 grand into it, and I want you to give me 250 grand for 10%. So now it's worth $2.5 million. No sales, meaning I don't know what those answers are. So those are the things I think we should kind of cover, because it could be the greatest investment in the world, but if the valuation and their is wrong,
it takes it away. Yeah.
Correct.
But you need to educate people on this. Like, not everybody knows this.
Yeah.
Nicole, what is the economics of your business model? I heard a lot in terms of getting women back to work, all that. Seems like a very emotional project for you. You know, as an investor, what are the economics? Where, during your whole presentation, did you speak about how somebody can get involved and make money from this project?
So the aim is to have 400 foundation members to support women and diversity on this ecosystem. And the cost of that's only $250 per month. We'll lock them in for monthly ongoings for 3 years at $250 a month. That equates to 1.2 million.
Have you approached some of these entities already?
I have, especially here. Okay. And so far we've covered off about 5 countries.
What do you value your company? What is your company worth? You know, it seems like it's a pretty easy barrier of entry for somebody to get involved in this. So maybe elaborate a little bit, secret sauce, what are you gonna do different that, again, competition can't just jump in?
I look for something that's unique. So, you know, I don't really want to be another shop in the high street. I want to have a product that's nobody's seen before.
You know, what's your product roadmap look like?
So at the moment, in terms of, we've got the MVP out, that is basically a case for the recruitment industry. There are 3 modules. The Galaxy module I showed you, there's one which is an appraisal tool, an HR appraisal tool, and a senior management tool.
You keep saying the recruiting market. What does it actually mean? Are we talking one person that works from home? Are we talking 50-man shop?
But what's coming out more and more is that everyone wants a light version so that your 1-man band, your 2-man band can have a scaled down version of our project, which will allow them just to control their business.
Because at 50 to 200, you're pretty much alienating 85%
and this
of the recruiting market,
is what
correct?
we've experienced. But in order to get to this huge 80% market, I need marketing expertise, I need reach as well.
What's your background, Glenn?
My background, professional sportsman, was in recruitment for a number of years, sales director, commercial director, ops director, entrepreneur.
So you're turning over $1 million a year. I mean, you're scratching the surface. I mean, so the market's big. What sort of market penetration are you looking at? Are you competing with the Philip Morrises of the world?
It's just a bigger market. If I can take 1% of it, like, I mean, 25 million a day, if I can take 1%, I'll be happy, you know.
How are you
if
going
I
to
can
take
gain
that
2%.
1%?
Yeah, that's always, everybody thinks
How?
they can have 1%.
Because like I said, I have product waiting to be released, but I don't have the funds to do so, so I'm just playing the game.
I want to see what is the value, what is the feedback of their current clients. So you say you have customers who want a product, they said, for example, I want 100,000 blah blah blahs of this oil, and if you have it, I will buy it. They put in the order.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now, is basically a pre-order system. So I ask them to pay for a 50% down, have the production made, have it shipped to them, then I get paid the rest. So I'm basically just funneling, where I can just have stock and be actually outgoing.
It's the story of the product, the story of the human, because I'm convinced that if we knew the story of every product that we consume, we would consume totally differently.
Talking about break-even, you have revenues, you have debt. How does it?
Coming here today, I was coming to ask for 350,000.
You invested a lot of money into the development as of today?
Yes, so the risk capital has been spent, so the product is built.
So I really like to look at everything except the numbers, and the numbers, it's at the end. It's like the cherry on top. It's like, okay, it makes sense or not, but I need to feel the person behind it.
My issue at the moment is that I've got a lot of conversations which are happening with consultancies and some big corporates who love the tool but want to change the tool to do communication from the top of the organisation down to the bottom.
And how do you do that? Clients tend to bully you into products and services that they're going to get you to build that maybe you don't know if they're the right things to build or not. How do you decide what's absolutely in, absolutely out? And I'll be looking at all different ways of, even if it's not obvious, if there's a disruptive element to it, that would excite me most.
So the rule of thumb is anything that we release and we put development time and cost into is something that we believe that every client wants.
Yeah, right.
There are instances where a client may measure something slightly different or where they may want to see their information slightly different. And usually we will work out before we do that whether we can actually do that. And if we can, it has to have a zero cost implication.
The APAC candidate, Nicole Clark, definitely can trump these two guys.
Do you know what your total addressable market is? So your actual market.
Yeah.
So you have 850,000 women in Australia
underutilized.
who could potentially be your market.
Correct.
But what is your market within that, your real market?
Well, today there's 1.6 million women literally in the workforce, and I believe that all of those are potential opportunities as well. This is not only for women that are unrepresented in the market that are looking to go back to work.
Mm-hmm.
This is women also that might want a career transition or to be found by other companies that may never have thought of utilising their talents before.
I think she has a great story. She has like a great energy. What moves her, her purpose. I think it's so inspiring, you know, especially that she's building this for women.
I think when you want to invest in a business, you want to see that it's going to fit into the market and it's got it can have a presence and a future. What are the competitors like? What's the landscape? So I think really that's what we're looking for, something with a future, something that's got some originality.
This is such a big project you're trying to run. You know, you've been a sportsman. Come on, tell us how you're going to roll this out, because this is.
That's why I'm here, because I dream and I can see it happen.
But do you have a P&L?
No,
okay.
not at this stage.
How do you know what your finances are going to be if you don't have a P&L?
I'm yet to develop that.
Okay. How much are these orders worth now that are waiting because you can't deliver because you don't have funding?
Yeah, well,
what is the value of that?
$312 in the next couple of months.
You know, people tend to allocate their time, effort, resources, and funding towards what I think represents their interest more favorably.
But just before, 400 users or 400 clients?
400 users.
And how many clients?
90.
We all have a lot of questions that we need to have answers to create that picture in our mind, to see if they have the code of success.
We had Deloitte having a look at our product and they said it was excellent. Coutts looked at our product and said, actually, you could use that to create a portfolio for all the businesses that we are, people exiting the market are looking at to invest in. So we've got some big players.
My recipes, you can't get them. I create them from scratch.
I mean, looking around the room, you've got the brain power of the movement. How are you going to mobilise the movement to help?
There's times where you think things are going to go wrong, and like my wife's here tonight, and she knows the nights that I stay up and I'm just worried about things. But then you get an opportunity like this where people have gone that road before, and they can come and they can help you.
He wasn't taken serious in any capacity.
Underdog.
Yeah. But then as the week went on, like yesterday I saw him, he's all dressed up. Right?
Yeah.
Like the transformation in a week was probably more than 4 years of college for this guy. Yeah. So it was incredible transformation.
As a final statement, I just wanted to say, anyone in this room, anyone, y'all know this ain't me, and y'all know I'm big on being myself. And I felt judged when I came in. I've been called the disturber, the black sheep, the dark horse, whatever. This is a mark of respect to you guys, because I also judge you, and I'm sorry for that. Y'all proved me that there's way more behind the suit. Y'all blew my mind this week.
I mean, here's a guy who brought in an idea, may I say, to quite a hostile environment. I mean, many people had very strong ideas. The more he explained about it and the value that it actually can present, and the more we got to know him as a person, that was a transformation itself.
This show is called The Movement. We are all here today, and I am so proud that I've come this far to talk about something that I know can make a huge difference, and that every single person here has been so positive in supporting what is clearly a huge problem globally. And if collectively we have an opportunity to solve at least a small piece of this, it's going to make a massive difference to so many people.
I just hope we try and solve this problem of workforce diversity. I'm all in.
I joined the movement with, I don't know what I expected. I kind of just expected that we'd network and that it'd be a great competition, but just in terms of what I have, I mean, you've seen my presentation. In terms of what I've learned over the last 3 days, it's been absolutely fantastic. Sorry.
I really admire Chris Lavoie, the producer, for broadening his vision of what he wanted to do, to opening it up to all kinds of entrepreneurs from all countries, all religion, all walks of life, I think is very important. If you want to start a movement, you have to let everybody who's got an entrepreneurial spirit come and live their dream of trying to reach that goal.
Right, this is the movement. It's about creating something that's financially viable and takes business forward. And Glyn's product does that. Nicole's product takes business forward, but will it make money? Who knows? Max's product makes money, but does it take business forward or, society forward? Questionable.
Who's going to win will be determined by those judges who actually see they want to actually make an impact, a positive impact broadly on business, on the business community, on society as a whole, and those that are more the hard-edged, hard-nosed commercial beasts that want to get a return on investment.
The judges have deliberated and they have come up with their result. But for one person, one entrepreneur, this is the start of something huge. And why don't I hand over to Ezra, who will give us the judge's decision. Ezra, please come.
Well, first of all, I speak on the behalf of all the judges that it was one of the most difficult decisions that we ever have made. That's mainly because all companies were so good. You are all so passionate. But we made a decision. And the decision is Glen.
The movement.
The movement.
It was pretty difficult, Glen, so I just wanted to just let you know we thank you so much for at least, showing us the technology and your interest in being in the series, and I just want to tell you congratulations, you made it. You're going to be on The Movement, my friend. And let's touch base over the next few days, okay?